Can Battlefield 2042 Season 1 save the game? Can it? I don't know. We're going to discuss that today, what it needs to do, what it can do. But without further ado, got him. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like as always. Of course, if you enjoy this kind of content and want more like it, be sure to hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Also, got to thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you want to join, get access to the exclusive perks that they get, and be sure to check out that blue join button. Anyway, let's begin. So what would Season 1 have to do to save the game? Well, first of all, and this goes without saying, but performance fixes are number one. They are a must. You cannot enjoy the game, enjoy the new maps, enjoy the new weapons if the game just simply doesn't work. And we've seen this pretty much since the launch of the game. So I don't want to spend too much time on performance fixes. It's kind of obvious people aren't going to play it if it's that broken. Anyway, no matter how awesome the rest of the game is or how terrible the rest of the game is, it doesn't matter. If it's broken, no one's going to want to find out. Next thing is, of course, the new map. There's got to be a new map with Season 1. Otherwise, I just don't even consider it a real season. If there is a new map, hopefully there is, it needs to be unique. All the maps in the game right now feel like they were designed purely for Hazard Zone or some kind of VR mode where only small squads are going to be wandering around in a more tactical kind of way. You know this because there are only tiny areas of concealment in the lead up to big objective areas where there is actually some interesting gameplay opportunities. Crossing these wide open spaces reminds me a lot of any battle royale I've played, and it just seems like it's more designed for those small squad focused type of things. And they thought, hey, Battlefield's got squads, this'll work, and it just doesn't because there's no flow between maps. For example, what do I mean by flow? Think in Battlefield 1, you have the choice of going across open ground. You can try and find the dotted cover from place to place. There were areas that were pretty wide open, but typically you had the choice. You could try and traverse that, pick your little areas of cover that you can get to and get between them. You might get spotted, you might not, but you can see the enemy. Or you can jump into a trench and safely get there, most likely, unless, you know, an Iliad flew over or something. And you can't really see anything on your approach, so you're really going into the situation blind, but you can still get there safely. So it's up to you how you want to do that. You have the player choice, and it's an interesting way to approach an objective. So essentially what this means is I just want to see a more unique map that feels like it's intended for the all-out warfare modes, which are the modes pretty much everyone is playing. I know Hazard Zone can be fun. I've tried it, played it a couple times. It is interesting. It just has nothing else to it, and it's not exactly what I play Battlefield for. So hopefully whatever this new map is, while I doubt it's going to be anything other than what we've already gotten, I just hope it's designed with more cover in mind, actual conquest and breakthrough in mind, something like that, so it feels more like a Battlefield map. The next thing, speaking of Battlefield maps and Conquest and Breakthrough, the 64-player modes need to stay. Same with the 32-player modes. Actually, they should add some more 32-player modes into the game because I think a lot of people are looking for that variety of experiences. I've talked a lot about how the 128-player modes are just not my cup of tea. There are people out there that really like them, and that's fine. More power to you. If you want to keep playing those modes, go right ahead. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but the 64 and 32 player modes are options other people want and other people are going to enjoy more. And I think it would be a great decision for Battlefield to leave the Rush, Conquest, and Breakthrough modes that are in the game right now in the game, because they're just, at least for me, more enjoyable than the 128, and I will keep coming back to the game to play those modes as opposed to the 128, which I just don't want to play. So hopefully we see those stay. On top of this, any new weapons that they introduce to the game, again, new content, they'll be welcome. As long as there's no prone-only weapons, I'm cool with whatever they add to the game. I'm more than happy to try them out. Yeah, there's only 22, 23 in base multiplayer. Please, for the love of God, give us some new ones. I've said before that I don't totally mind the 22 because most people in previous games, they pick the one or two that they like and then they just stick with those the entire game's life cycle. And that's probably true again here, but I think giving people choices, giving people the variety that they want to see, I think that is important. And of course, adding new weapons will be welcome. Then of course we have balance changes. There still needs to be some serious balance changes, and I think some things just need to be totally reworked. Mostly the AI turrets and the Rangers. I think the Rangers should be vaulted and just converted to take up some kind of a support role. And this applies to the Sentry turrets as well. There's no more dissatisfying and annoying feeling than dying to an AI turret. I haven't really encountered AI soldiers in the game, and usually they don't kill me anyway, because number one, I don't encounter them that much, and number two, they are kind of idiots. But the turrets and the Rangers are extremely annoying. The Rangers haven't killed me as much recently because I think they nerfed the damage on them, but then what's the point of them? Rework them and make them a support role. That seems like the most useful way to do things. You don't have to worry about AI killing you on the battlefield as much, and you just call it in and it can give you ammo or it can give you health. It can aid the squad. I think there's a lot of cool ways you can take the Ranger in that way to where it's something that's actually useful and not irritating. It's very annoying to unload an entire LMG clip into a Ranger just to kill it and then die because you were spotted on the minimap just maintaining fire on an AI object so that it wouldn't kill you. You're pretty much going to die anyway. And of course, Boris's turret, again, it's annoying. It's very annoying. The turret is extremely powerful. Playing as Boris is like the easiest 40 kill game you're ever going to have. And it's not just because the turret is killing people for you. That does happen from time to time. I've guaranteed like an extra maybe 3 or 4 kills a game just from the turret, but the amount of kills I get because I can plant the turret in a smart area and it just spots swaths of enemies and I can take them out with an LMG from a good spot, that's just like an extra 15 to 20 kills. It's kind of unreasonably powerful that not only can it spot people, but it can spot them through walls and it maintains a spot on them. There's people that there's no way I would know they were in a spot, but the turret spots them and starts peppering them if it has an angle on them. So it's damaging them for me already, and then I can just finish them off or let it finish it for me, or at least I'm going to get the assist because a teammate will do it. So there's kind of a big issue there. Another thing, armor. Armor just shouldn't be in the base multiplayer. I think simple as that. Just vault that. Timmy doesn't need to think he's playing Warzone. It ain't Warzone. It's Battlefield. Armor's fine in Hazard Zone, don't get me wrong, if it's that type of mode. Base multiplayer, it's basically to throw off any time to kill consistency and is very, very irritating to run into. If anything, if you wanted to keep it in the game, make it only reduce blast damage because of the amount of vehicles that have high blast damage. And you also got to think about it. You're sitting here telling us, oh, well, specialists can help with team play, blah, blah, blah. Well, you put armor in as a selectable gadget, which is the most selfish gadget you can put in the game. Same with the self-healing pen. Why is that in the game? That's it's not like med packs versus med crates. There's a med crate in the game to heal other people and heal yourself. Med packs in previous games, you could heal other people and heal yourself. It was just a little bit more mobile version of med crates. Here you have a med pen to only heal yourself. You have armor plates to only keep yourself alive. That's in why is that in the game? I know why, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. That's its own whole thing. Now, the thing is, can it do all of these things? Can it accomplish all of this in one season and save the game? Well, number one, I don't think season 1 is actually going to save the game even if they do all this. Will it help the game? Will it get it going in the right direction? Sure. Is it going to save it? Absolutely not. But like I said, new content and performance fixes are absolutely a step in the right direction. And I think rebalancing some of these, what I call frustration mechanics, is the AI, the turrets, the armor, all that type of stuff. Those things need reworking. If it can do all that, bring the new content, you absolutely have a pretty interesting game on your hands, and something that I think is a lot better than what we have now. Now, going as far as getting specialists fit into classes and all this other stuff, I don't know about all that. I don't know if they're ever going to do anything like that. Would it improve the game? Yes, and I do prefer classes over specialists, even though I think the specialists are, for the most part, relatively well balanced and thought out against one another. They just don't really work in your regular all-out warfare experience. It isn't as good as classes. And that's really the main thing with the specialists and the main reason why I don't really like them, because you have this issue at the core of the specialists, and I may cut this because it's its own whole video type of thing, where a lot of the issues from them is simply because there are specialists. You have to take these mundane gadgets from previous games and find some interesting way to make you want to use that specialist, because otherwise they're useless, but if they're too powerful then they're annoying. Again, like Boris's turret. If it's useless, well, no one's going to run Boris. But if it's too powerful, which even if it's well balanced, it's still annoying. You don't want to get killed by AI. There's nothing fun about getting killed by a literal bot that you can't really do much about, because it'll just catch you at this random angle, spot you, throw a wall for the entire enemy team. It's really irritating to run into that kind of thing, and I think it's at its core a result of them feeling like they need to include so many specialists in the game, and it's its own whole thing. So, do I think season 1 can save the game? No. Can it get it going in the right direction? Absolutely. So, anyway, Let me know down below what you guys think of Battlefield 2042. Can it be saved by Season 1? Can Season 1 do anything to help the game? And what does it need to do for you? And I'll see you guys in the next video.